So in this video, I am attempting to get all trophies in one of the most addictive games I have played recently. And the craziest part, it's literally just balls bouncing in a pit. Yeah, sounds simple, right? But it's not. This game takes classic brick breaker chaos, mixes it with roguelike progression, adds base building, and then throws you into a never-ending pit of monsters. Every run completely different, every upgrade game changing. So in this video, I am going all in, from zero to unlocking the platinum. Let's dive in. Alright, so first things first, this game does not really have a traditional story. The moment you start, you're instantly dropped into the action. And at its core, this game is a mix of brick breaker chaos and roguelike strategy. You control a character at the bottom of the screen and your objective is simple. Shoot balls, bounce them, destroy everything. Enemies keep dropping from above and your balls just keep ricocheting all over the place. As you defeat enemies, you gain XP. You level up, get stronger and unlock better, more powerful balls. And this is where things start getting interesting. Once your balls reach level 3, you can either fuse two balls together to combine their powers or evolve them into something even stronger. And with my first evolution, I unlocked my first achievement, evolution. As I kept pushing deeper, I encountered my first boss. And here's the thing, every level in this game has 3 bosses. You have to defeat all 3 to complete the level. But at the same time, you also need to survive. Because if enemies reach the bottom of the screen, they deal damage to you. And once your health hits 0, that's it, you're dead. But dying here is not the end. It's actually part of the progression. Because every run gives you experience and makes you stronger for the next one. And after my first death, the game introduced me to something huge, base building. There are 4 main resources in the game: gold, wheat, wood, stone. Using these, you can build structures in your base. And these buildings give you passive bonuses, active bonuses, and even unlock new characters. But that's not all. Your base also has a harvesting system. You can literally aim and send your character out to manually farm resources. Like here, I placed a wheat farm and a forest and harvested them to collect wheat and wood. And that right there is a core gameplay loop. Kill enemies, farm resources, build your base, come back stronger and repeat until you become unstoppable. Now obviously I'm not going to show every single run, otherwise this video would be like 30 hours long. I jumped into another run. Now every level in the game has a fixed number of blueprints, and these blueprints are crucial because they let you construct buildings back at our base. But here's the catch, they don't come easy, they have a chance to drop only after defeating bosses. And in my second run, I found my first building blueprint. Not just that, I also performed my first fusion and unlocked my next achievement, fusion. But yeah, I still lost that run. However, my warrior reached level 3, so it was not a complete waste. Back at base, I used the blueprint to construct my first building and unlocked a brand new character, Itchy Fingers. In this game, every character has a unique playstyle. Our starting character, the warrior, is pretty basic, no special abilities, but Itchy Fingers shoots twice as fast and moves at insane speed. So obviously I had to try it out, and I got destroyed. Did not even reach the final boss. But hey, I gained more levels, came back to base, harvested resources. Now let's talk about something super important, character stat. There are 6 core stats in this game. Endurance affects your HP, strength increases base damage, leadership boosts baby ball count and damage, speed affects movement and ball speed, dexterity improves crit chance and fire rate, intelligence boosts AoE power and status effect. And during one of my runs, I found another blueprint for the gunsmith building. This one boosts dexterity. So I went back to base, built the gunsmith. Buildings can also be upgraded further to give even better bonuses. After a few more losses, I unlocked another character, Repentant, and also a new building, the Clinic, which increases HP and even expanded our base a bit. After a few more runs, I finally made it to the final boss of the first level, meet the Skeleton King. Now, unlike normal enemies, you can't damage this boss directly. To actually hurt him, you need to bounce your balls off the walls and hit the back of his head. So this fight became less about damage and more about positioning, timing and surviving absolute chaos. But after what felt like forever, I finally defeated him and unlocked my next achievement, Boneyard. Now beating bosses in this game does not just help you progress, it also unlocks something called trophy building. These are special buildings that give passive bonuses depending on how many characters you have cleared the level with. So the more characters you use to beat bosses, the stronger these buildings become. Bosses also unlock brand new powers, or in this case new balls, and on top of that I unlocked the barracks building, which boosted my strength stat. After a few more runs and way too many deaths, I finally built my very first trophy building, giving me bonus status effect power and unlocking another achievement, achievement trophy. After that, I completed 2 more buildings to gain even more stat boost. At this point, I stayed in the first level for a while, grinding runs, farming resources, and most importantly, collecting more building blueprints. Because the stronger my base become, the easier future runs would get. I also decided to try out the new character Repentant. This character deals 5% less damage with each bounce, but balls return directly to character after hitting the back ball. And honestly, this made the first boss feel like easy mode. I defeated the Skeleton King again without much trouble and unlocked another blueprint. Now to unlock the next level, we need something called gears. You earn gears by defeating bosses using different characters. So the game actually encourages you to master multiple playstyles. And after getting enough gears, I finally unlocked the next area, Snowy Shores. This level is basically a Frozen Nightmare version of the first one. Everything looks familiar, but some enemies now have shields covering one side of their bodies. So you can't just spam attacks anymore. You actually need to angle your shots and hit them from a correct side, which made positioning way more important. And somehow on my very first attempt, I reached the boss of this area, the Icebound Queen. And during this run, I also unlocked another achievement, Fusion Evolution, by fusing 2 evolved balls together. Now the Icebound Queen worked similar to the Skeleton King, but with an extra twist. Instead of one weak spot, she had 4 giant ice walls protecting her. So the challenge was making sure my balls squeezed through the gaps to actually deal damage. And once again, this turned into another brutal war of attrition. But in the end, I won on my very first try. I defeated the boss of the second level, unlocking the Snowy Shores achievement and Snowy Trophy building, which increased my AoE power. And with the second boss defeated, I unlocked even more powers and brand new balls for future runs. I spent the next few runs grinding, farming blueprints, collecting resources and leveling up my characters. Eventually, I reached the Snowy Shores boss again, this time using itchy fingers. And thanks to that insane attack speed, the fight went way smoother. I defeated the boss again, collected the remaining gears and finally unlocked the third level, Luminal Desert. And with that, I also unlocked another new character, Cohabitants. Its special ability lets it launch a copy of every single ball, but the copied balls only deal half damage. So naturally I jumped straight into the third level. This place was a nightmare. Some enemies could shoot lasers, while others could literally change their position mid-flight. And on top of that, these enemies were insanely tanky. My damage barely scratched them, and honestly I got destroyed pretty fast. But at least now, my path was clear: farm more resources, build more structures, upgrade everything possible. And eventually I collected a total of 5000 gold, unlocking the achievement Riches. And during all that grinding, I also expanded my base 5 different times, which unlocked another achievement, Land Grabber. At this point the grind was getting real. I went back and completed the first level using itchy fingers, which boosted my Boneyard bonus trophy. And I also finally finished building the Snowy trophy. So now my passive bonuses were starting to stack. Next, I completed the Military Academy building, and this one was huge because upgrading it improves the scaling of our strength strat. Basically, more damage everywhere. After that, I completed the second level with the Warrior to gain another passive bonus for the Snowy trophy. And during the run, I also found 2 more building blueprints. Then I unlocked another character, Embedded. Now this character had a really unique ability. Its balls could always pierce through enemies until they finally hit a wall, which sounded insanely powerful. So obviously I took him straight into level 2 and immediately got humbled. I lost at the first boss. Yeah, turns out piercing does not help much when you are getting overwhelmed from every direction. So I switched back to the Warrior, completed level 2 again, grabbed 2 more blueprints and even upgraded the Snowy trophy further. Back at base, I expanded the area again, built a quarry to farm stone and constructed the wheelwright building, which improves the scaling of our speed stat. I also built the watchtower, which increased my harvesting clock time, meaning I could farm even more resources per run. Then I unlocked another character, Cogitator, and this one was pure gambling because with this character the AI automatically chooses your upgrade, so you have zero control over your build, which means you either get a completely broken run or absolute garbage. There is no in between. So naturally I tested him in the first level and somehow on my very first try I completed the level, giving me even more passive bonuses for my trophies. Then after a few more runs I unlocked my next character, Empty Nester. Now this character does not shoot baby balls at all, but it fires multiple versions of your special balls instead. And honestly, that sounded completely broken. So instead of playing it safe, I took this character directly into the third level. And this is where everything changed. Without even realizing it, all the farming, upgrades, buildings, and trophy bonuses had made me insanely strong. Because not only did I reach the final boss of Luminal Desert, I absolutely destroyed him. And just like that, I unlocked my next achievement, Liminal Desert. And with the third boss defeated, I unlocked an entirely new set of upgrades and special balls for my future runs. Next, I completed the third level with Itchy Fingers. And this run was huge. I got 4 new blueprints, more passive bonuses, and finally unlocked the fourth area, Fungal Forest. Around the same time, I also unlocked a new character, Shade, and built the desert trophy to start gaining passive bonuses from completing the third level. Now Shade was weird. Instead of shooting balls forward, he shoots them backwards, and on top of that he starts with a base 10% crit chance. At first I thought, okay, this could actually be broken. So naturally I took him straight into level 4 and immediately died. Like instantly. The problem was simple. Since Shade attacks backwards, the enemies in front survive too long, walk straight at me and destroy me before I can react. So yeah, I decided to leave him alone for now. Instead, I took Cogitator back into the third level, and thanks to some lucky AI upgrades, I managed to complete it again, giving me more passive bonuses and 2 more building blueprints. Back at base, I constructed 3 new buildings. Market, which lets me exchange gold for other resources. Spa, which allows me to harvest again without doing another run for a gold fee. And finally, Diplomacy Hall, which improves the scaling of our leadership stat. Then I unlocked what might actually be one of the strongest characters in the game, Makeshift Sisyphus. And this character was basically a cheat code. Here's how it works. Balls no longer deal direct hit damage, but AoE and status effect damage gets multiplied by 4 times. So poison builds, burn damage, explosion all became absolutely ridiculous. So of course I immediately took him into the desert level, and on his very first try I completed it easily. That gave me even more passive bonuses plus 2 more building blueprints. Then I built another set of upgrades, archery range to improve dexterity scaling, bank to increase gold found by 5%, and magnet factory which improves pickup range. And this does not just affect resources, it also affects balls, meaning I could catch and relaunch balls way faster. But then I built something that completely broke the game, the matchmaker building. And this was the biggest power spike yet, because until now we could only take one character into level, but with matchmaker I could bring 2 characters together, meaning their abilities combined, and some combination are absolutely disgusting. So my first experiment was Cogitator plus Makeshift Sisyphus, AI generated upgrades combined with 4 times AoE damage. And yeah, it was completely busted. The 2 character strategy was so overpowered that I absolutely demolished the 4th level, unlocking my next achievement, Fungal Forest. I also unlocked the Shroom Trophy. And here's the best part, completing levels with a pair counts as clearing it with both characters, meaning less grinding, more passive bonuses, and way faster progression. With that I unlocked even more powers and special balls, and built the Shroom Trophy. Next, I unlocked another new character, Shield Bearer, and this character works exactly like classic Brick Breaker games. He literally carries a shield and you can bounce balls off it. So naturally I tried combining Shield Bearer and Itchy Fingers on the Fungal Forest level, and I got destroyed. Turns out not every combo is broken. After that I experimented with another duo, Shade plus Embedded, and this combo actually worked perfectly. The weakness of Shade, struggling against enemies in front, was completely covered by Embedded's piercing attacks, a genuinely powerful synergy. And after completing the first level with them, I gained even more passive bonuses. And somewhere during all this grinding, I collected over 1000 wheat, unlocking another achievement, Wheat Farmer. So next I tried the combo of Embedded plus Shade on level 4. And honestly, it started pretty well, but before I could even reach the second bot, I got destroyed. The combo had damage, but survivability was still a huge issue, so I switched strategies again. This time I combined Embedded with Makeshift Sisyphus, and this combo absolutely insane. Piercing attacks combined with 4 times AoE and status damage basically melted everything on screen, and with almost no trouble I completed level 4, gaining more passive trophy bonuses and unlocking the next area, Gory Grasslands. Now naturally I took the same broken combo straight into level 5, and somehow it was even stronger there. I reached the boss easily, defeated it, and unlocked Gory Grasslands achievement plus Gory Trophy for even more passive bonuses. And of course another brand new set of powers and balls for future run. Back at base I constructed the Gory Trophy and unlocked another character, Juggler, and this character works exactly like the name suggests. Instead of bouncing balls normally, he throws them high into the air and they land directly at the target location, meaning the balls don't bounce at all until they land. So naturally I paired Juggler with Sisyphus, took them into level 4 and completed it on the first try. More passive bonuses, more progression, more power. Next I unlocked another character, Spendthrift, and also built the necromancer building, which is insanely useful because now if I die during a level I get a second chance. Huge for longer runs. I also expanded my base again, and after that I completed level 5 using juggler plus Sisyphus to gain even more passive bonuses while also collecting a ton of blueprints, and by this point I had gathered over 50 blueprints total, unlocking another achievement, city planner. Then I unlocked a really interesting character, physicist. Now this character uses gravity to pull balls back towards the screen, which creates some absolutely crazy trajectories. So I paired repentant with physicist and took them into level 5, and honestly they destroyed it. I completed the level easily, got all the gears, and finally unlocked level 6, smoldering depth. Of course I immediately tried the same combo in level 6, and this time I actually reached the boss, but the boss was not messing around. And after a brutal fight, I died. Back at base, I unlocked another character, Flagellant. And this character changes things even more because balls can now bounce off the bottom of the screen. Then I went back and completed level 1 again using Warrior plus Cohabitants to keep stacking passive bonuses. Soon after, I unlocked another character, Tunneler. And this also unlocked the achievement Neighborhood for building 15 housing structures. Now, Tunneler's ability is wild. Boss can wrap around from the top and bottom of the screen, so attacks basically loop infinitely. Then I returned to level 6 with my trusted combo Sisyphus plus Embedded, and this time everything clicked. The damage, the piercing, the AoE, it all came together, and I finally defeated level 6, unlocking Smoldering Depths achievement and Smoldering Trophy for even more passive bonuses. And of course, another new set of powers and balls for future runs. Then I unlocked one of the strongest characters yet, the Tactician, and this character completely changes the game because instead of real-time chaos, the battles become turn-based, completely transforming the gameplay. So naturally, I paired Juggler plus Tactician and took them into level 6, and somehow I completed it on first try, which unlocked the next area, Heavenly Gates. And during all this grinding, I also collected over 1000 wood, unlocking another achievement, Woodcutter. So next, I tried taking the combo of Cohabitants plus Flagellant into level 7, and honestly, I got destroyed almost immediately. The enemies were stronger, faster, and way more aggressive than before at this point. The game was making one thing very clear: I was not strong enough yet, and around this time, I unlocked another new character, Tiptoer. Before attempting the later levels again, I needed more passive bonuses, more stats, more scaling, more power. First, I cleared level 6 again using my reliable combo Sisyphus plus Embedded to gain even more passive trophy stat. Then I went back and used Shade plus Embedded to clear level 2, boosting my snowy trophy bonus even further. And during all this grinding, I upgraded the consulate building to level 5, unlocking another achievement, Structural Power. A few runs later, I also collected over 1000 stone, unlocking Stone Miner. Next, I completed level 1 using Itchy Fingers and Shield Bearer to gain even more passive bonuses, but this run also unlocked something huge because I had now completed level 1 with 10 different characters, which unlocked Boneyard Conquered achievement. Then after hours of farming and upgrading, I finally returned to level 7 using Itchy Fingers plus Shield Bearer, and this time everything came together. The damage, the survivability, the scaling. It was finally enough, and I defeated the level, unlocking Heavenly Gates achievement and Heavenly Trophy for even more passive stat. And of course, another brand new set of powers for future runs. Then I unlocked another character, the Radical, and around the same time I fully upgraded the Diplomacy Hall, which pushed one of my stat scalings to S rank, unlocking the S rank achievement. Next, I paired the Radical and Tactician and cleared level 2, then immediately used the same combo to clear level 3 as well. After that, I spent some time upgrading buildings, expanding my base, and squeezing every bit of power possible out of my account. Then I returned once again to the trusted combo, Sisyphus plus Embedded, and used it to clear level 7 again for even more passive bonuses. Soon after, I unlocked another character, Falconer, and finally completed the Workers Guild building, which was huge because now I could generate resources even while the game was closed, and this unlocked another achievement, Workers Guild. Then using the combo of Flagellant plus Cohabitants, I cleared level 7 once again, and finally unlocked the last level of the game, the Vast Void, endgame. And before entering the final challenge, I built one more extremely important structure, the Bag Maker, which granted me an extra ball slot, meaning instead of using 4 balls, I could now equip 5 balls at once, a massive power spike, and of course it also unlocked the Bag Maker achievement. So finally, I attempted the last level of the game using Spendthrift plus Empty Nester. And honestly, I got destroyed, not even close. At this point, the game was basically telling me, come back stronger. So I went back to the grind, found more resources, upgraded more buildings, stacked more passive bonuses, and tried the final level again with the same combo. This time I actually reached the boss, but even then my health was not enough, my damage was not enough, and after a long fight I died again. But slowly I was learning the pattern, learning the level, getting closer every run. Back at base I unlocked another new character, Carouser, and this character was super unique. Whenever the balls return, they orbit around the character for a short period of time. which creates some really crazy interactions. Then I found something huge, an infinitely upgradable building blueprint, and this completely changed the game because Ball Expert is a technically endless game, which means some buildings can be upgraded forever. No limit, no ceiling, just infinite scaling. And after building my first infinite upgrade structure, I unlocked Monument achievement. Next, I returned to the final level with my most reliable combo, Sisyphus plus Embedded, and this run was really close. I reached the boss, reduced his health massively, but in the end I still lost. Not enough stats yet. So more grinding, more base upgrades and more power. Then I completed level 6 using Tactician plus Radical to gain more passive bonuses, and after that I built the Carpenter building, which unlocked another passive slot for my build, another massive power spike, and of course another achievement, Carpenter. Then during one of my runs something insane happened. I evolved Poison Balls plus Bomb Balls into Nuclear Bomb, unlocking the Nuclear Bomb achievement. And this was a turning point because with this ridiculous new power spike I finally became strong enough to enter the final level again. Fought through the chaos, reached the boss, and this time I won, unlocking Vast Void achievement and also the Void trophy for even more passive bonuses. After all those failed attempts, the final level was finally complete. Back at base during one of my harvests, I collected over 100 wheat in a single harvest, unlocking Bountiful Harvest. Then I took Shield Bearer and Itchy Fingers back into level 8 and absolutely destroyed it. No issues at all. The scaling had officially gone crazy. Back at base again, I built the Relic Collector building, which makes passive balls start at level 2, another huge power spike, and another achievement, Relic Collector. Then came even more building upgrades, more farming, more optimization, because even though I had beaten the game, the platinum grind was far from over. Next, I used Flagellant plus Cohabitants on the final level and completed it easily. Then I built the Evolution Chamber. This makes all balls start at level 2, and after some more upgrades, I returned with Sisyphus and Embedded and completed level 3 again for even more passive bonus. And by now, I had completed every level using the Embedded character, unlocking Embedded achievement. Then I completed level 2 again with Sisyphus and Embedded, and this run unlocked something else. I had now completed every level with Sisyphus, unlocking Herculean achievement. Then I completed the final level using Repentant and Physicist, and this was important because to truly beat the game, I needed to complete the final level with a total of 8 different characters. And with that run, I finally did it, unlocking Babylon Has Risen. And after all that grinding, all those runs, all those failed attempts, the game rewarded me with an absolutely insane mind-bending cutscene. We had officially beaten the game, but the video still was not over because there were still achievements left, still trophies left, and still a ridiculous amount of grinding left. So the grind continued. I took Flagellant and Cohabitants through level 2, and after completing it with 10 different characters, I unlocked Snowy Shores Conquered achievement. Then I used the same combo on level 3, completed it again, and unlocked Liminal Desert Conquered achievement. At this point, I was no longer just beating the game, I was conquering everything. At this point, the game had basically turned into a full-time management simulator. So before continuing, I spent some time doing major base upgrades and finally fully expanded my base. Every section unlocked, every slot filled. The Pit Empire was complete. Then I jumped back into the final level using the combo of Tactician and Radical, and this run was huge because after completing it I unlocked not one, not two, but 3 achievements at the same time. Vast Void Conquered for completing the final level with 10 different characters, Radicalized for completing every level with the Radical character, and finally Master General for completing every level with the Tactician. After that I reorganized my base a little to make room for more buildings and upgrades. At this point half the challenge was honestly just city planning. Then during another harvest I collected over 100 stones in a single run, unlocking Boulder Breaker. Next I completed the Fungal Forest level using Shield Bearer plus Itchy Fingers, and after that I cleared the same level again using Physicist and Repentant, which was enough to finally complete Fungal Forest with 10 different characters, unlocking Fungal Forest Conquered achievement. Then I optimized my base even further, specifically reorganizing my gold mines to maximize farming efficiency, and eventually I collected over 1000 gold in a single harvest, unlocking Gold Miner achievement. So next I completed level 5 using Itchy Fingers and Shield Bearer to keep stacking passive bonuses and character clears. Back at base during another harvest I collected over 100 wood in a single harvest, unlocking Deforestation, which honestly feels like the most unenvironment unfriendly achievement in the game. Then I took the same combo Itchy Fingers plus Shield Bearer into level 6, and after clearing it I unlocked Itch Scratch for completing every level with Itchy Fingers. One more character fully completed, but I was not done yet. Next I completed level 3 again with the same duo, and this time I unlocked Brick Breaker for completing every level with Shield Bearer, which honestly felt fitting for a game that basically turned into the world's most chaotic Brick Breaker simulator. Then during one of my runs I discovered another insane evolution combo. I evolved Vampiric Sword and ever-flowing goblet into Soul River, unlocking the Soul River achievement. After that, I completed the first level using Cohabitants and Flagellant to gain more passive bonuses. Then I used the same combo to complete level 5, and with that clear, I had now beaten level 5 with 10 different characters, unlocking Gory Grasslands Conquered achievement, another region fully mastered. Then during another run, I created one of the wildest evolutions yet. I combined Mosquito King, Vampiric Lord, and Spider Queen to create Nosferatu, which unlocked Nosferatu achievement. And somehow during all this chaos, I had also killed over 10,000 enemies total, unlocking Legion Slayer. Then I returned once again with the combo of Flagellant and Cohabitants and completed both level 4 and level 6. And those clears unlocked 2 more achievements, Masochist for completing every level with Flagellant and Unpacked for completing every level with Cohabitant. At this point, the achievement hut had become completely insane. During one of my runs, I finally evolved all 4 dagger variants into Deadites Cross, unlocking the Dead Eyes Cross achievement. Next, I completed level 6 using Repentant and Physicist, and with that clear, I had now completed Smoldering Depths with 10 different characters, unlocking Smoldering Depths Conquered, another region fully conquered. Then during another run, I discovered yet another cursed evaluation combo. I fused Incubus and Succubus into Satan, which unlocked Satan achievement. After that, I returned to level 7 with a combo of Physicist and Repentant, and this run was huge because it unlocked 2 achievements at once. Repentant for completing every level with Repentant, and Heavenly Gates Conquered for completing level 7 with 10 different characters. Then came the final cleanup grind. I completed level 4 and level 5 using combination of Warrior and Itchy Fingers and Warrior and Repentant. After that, I cleared level 6 and level 7 using Warrior and Itchy Fingers. After that, I cleared last level using Warrior and Repentant. And after defeating the final boss, I unlocked True Warrior for completing every level with the Warrior character. The character I started the entire journey with had finally conquered everything. At this point, there were only a handful of achievements left, so the final cleanup grind began. First, I completed level 3 using Shade and Juggler, then completed level 4 with Shade and Empty Nester. Next, I cleared level 2 and level 5 using Cogitator and Empty Nester. Then I used the same combo to complete level 7 and level 8. And those runs unlocked 2 more achievements. Cogitated for completed every level with Cogitator and Golden Ears for completing every level with Empty Nester. Next, I used Juggler and Physicist to complete level 1. Then switched to Spendthrift and Shade to complete level 5 and level 6. And after that, I used the same combo again to clear level 7 and level 8, unlocking Long Shadow for completing every level with Shade. Then I completed level 2 using Spendthrift and Juggler, unlocking Entertainer for completing every level with Juggler. Next, I used Spendthrift and Physicist to complete level 3. Then switched to Shade and Physicist to complete level 2. And with that, I unlocked Gravity's Rainbow for completing every level with Physicist. After that, I went back to Spendthrift using him to clear level 1 and level 4. Then finally level 7 and level 8, unlocking All Spent for completing every level with Spendthrift. At this point, there was only one achievement left, and for that I had to complete the entire encyclopedia. But I was missing just one thing, the one final ball, Berserk. So in the next run, I finally unlocked it, and with that I earned the final achievement, Scholar. And just like that, the grind was over. The platinum was complete. Honestly, I absolutely loved this game. It has the perfect mix of classic arcade nostalgia, chaotic roguelike gameplay, and addictive progression. One more run always turns into 10 more runs. So yeah, if you enjoyed watching this insane platinum journey, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and maybe check out some of my other achievement hunting videos too. Because trust me, there's plenty more suffering coming soon.